This week, Toby and I are bringing you into the Hill River State Forest. We're just south of Grand Rapids. This is a forest that I haven't explored much at all. A little bumpy. This is a fairly big forest. It's like 125,000 acres. And then right in the middle of that, there's a chunk of land called the Moose Willow Wildlife Management Area. And that's where I spotted a few campsites. It's about a 5-mile drive in there. It might take some time. These trails are pretty bumpy. I think we got to the wildlife area. Moose Willow State Wildlife Management Area. Great. Well, this is going to be a problem. Waterfowl opener starts today. So I don't know if they closed off this wildlife management area because of that or what, but this is going to throw a little bit of a wrench into the plans. Now what are we supposed to do? I don't know either. We'll get back to civilization, get online and see if we can salvage this weekend out, still find a camping spot. There's got to be something available. You can't be blocking all the roads out here. This week's probably going to be a lot like last week. We'll just have a one night to make a video, but I'm sure we can find a spot. Let's see if this one's open. Oh, look at this. Oh, there's still a fire burning up in here. What? Kind of surprising someone would just pack up and leave. I mean, it's kind of windy out here. Should probably move this stuff out of here. This place is kind of a mess. Well, maybe we're supposed to find it and stop this fire before it burns the forest down. I think we'll call this home. I'll get the camper pulled in here. We'll get set up. I think we're going to start by getting some of this wood cut up into smaller pieces. We'll burn it in the fire, and then we got a lot of garbage to pick up. toilet paper. That's the worst. Shotgun wads all over out here. You'd think hunters would have a little bit more respect. Now for this mess. I think that fire is just about out. It was smoldering and it stunk so bad. All kinds of garbage in here. Now let's see if we can't get this fire going good and hot and burn all of whatever that stuff is. It's just all plastic. That's what stinks so bad. So windy out right now that I'm not going to start the fire, but I was going to show you around the campsite a little bit. Right, Toby? We've already saw the campfire. Then right down below that, looks like there's a shooting berm down there. We'll go check that out. Yeah, I think they've built themselves a nice little shooting range here. It's definitely a backstop. Sure, look at that. They've got cans down here. Taking shots just like that. Yep. Look at that. There's a toilet on the back side of this thing. Who's gonna sit back here and use the toilet? No toilet paper. Wow. Looks like a trail though. Let's go check this out. Inside the forest, everything still looks really green. But you can definitely tell that fall's coming. I think tomorrow's only supposed to be in the 60s. That is awesome. Where did this thing come from? That's weird. Just launched up in the tree. And it didn't break off from anywhere. That sounds right. I think it's about time to get back to the camper. This truck is such a mess. One of these days we'll have to clean it out. Toby and I were inside, had some wild turkeys right out by that shooting berm. I tried to open the door and they took off right away. It was pretty cool seeing that. I'll put up the trail cam tonight and hopefully we can see something. That'd be cool. Let's get this fire going. We're gonna start with this dry wood and then I'll add some of the other stuff, but the stuff that they got here is really wet. We'll get a good hot fire going first. Nightfall comes so quick. Another couple of weeks it'll be daylight savings time. It's gonna be dark really early. Pretty sure we're gonna cook supper on the fire tonight. Either that or I'll make what I brought for breakfast tonight and then not eat breakfast tomorrow. We'll see. But the meal I got planned tonight, I think it should be a good one. Probably gonna need to get some charcoals going though. This weekend I'm noticing a lot more vehicle traffic inside the forest compared to last weekend anyways. Last weekend was just silent. You'd hear a pin drop. This weekend, I've been hearing a number of vehicles drive by. This site is a little ways off the road, but yeah, there's still cars driving by. They were in orange. I bet they're duck hunting. Thankfully the camper is a little ways off the road. It'll get quiet here pretty soon. Now that's a nice fire. It's an absolutely beautiful night out here. The wind finally calmed down. It's maybe about 55 degrees, so it's not too bad. There's hardly any bugs. We had some flies in the camper earlier, but unfortunately I did it again, waited way too long to make supper, and now I don't even feel like eating. But tomorrow morning we'll get up, start the fire, make some breakfast, maybe even have some coffee over the fire. That's always good. But don't worry, Toby ate. I know a lot of people are concerned because they don't see Toby eating in the videos. And the reason why is, I mentioned it before, he's got some skin allergies and also food allergies. And he can get an upset stomach really easy. But for the last couple of months, we got Toby all figured out. And he's been doing really, really well. I don't show the food or talk about the food on the videos just because I know that could bring up a lot of bad comments. I think the last time we talked about Toby's allergies, someone so rude was like, that's what you get for buying a shelter dog. I just can't believe some people. Toby and I are going to call it a night. Maybe we'll get some stars out tonight. Yeah, we'll see in the morning. Someone asked me where I got this folding table from. It's actually from Walmart. It's really small, packs away nice and easy in the vehicle, folds out to the perfect size. Comes in handy at campsites like these where you don't have any picnic tables. Just don't put anything hot on there, otherwise it'll melt it. So we'll use that for the pan. Perfect, extra crispy. We're going to be making like an egg scramble if I haven't mentioned it. I'll show you what we're going to put in here next. We're going to be putting some of these potatoes O'Brien in there. It's got onions and peppers in it already, and then a couple eggs. Give this a stir. We'll add in our bacon and then a couple eggs on top. Should be good. A little bit of pepper and some salt. I think I'm going to take that coffee off the flames. Let it sit down here. It's been percolating for probably 15 minutes now. I don't want to burn it. Pepper is good in this dish. It's almost like you can't have enough. I did forget the jalapeno peppers. Usually I put peppers in there, but forgot them at the store. Oh well. Now we're going to get the bacon back in. I'm going to top it off with a couple of eggs, but I'm going to let the potatoes cook for a little bit. This whole recipe you just kind of play by ear. We'll start with 2 eggs, and maybe put in 3. My friend's dad used to make this for us when we'd go camping. We had like a fishing camp that we would go to, and every year this is what he would make. It was the same spot that we go back to every year, and he used to keep this massive frying pan hanging in the tree, and it was a Teflon pan, and all the Teflon was flaking off, and I mean, the food did not look very appetizing, but it was so good. Maybe it was because we were just so hungry from being out fishing for days on end, but I loved breakfast at the fish camp. That's going to be good. Now we'll put a lid on it, move it over to the table, and the heat from the cast iron will continue cooking those potatoes. Toby's been eyeing up this trail off the campsite, so while breakfast sits, we're going to see where this leads. I would say it probably goes to a latrine, but we found that yesterday. This might go to a deer stand. They're not supposed to leave permanent stands out here, but sometimes you'll find old ones. Toby's got the zoomies this morning. He can cover a lot of ground quickly. I haven't heard a lot of shots this morning. Not the best weekend for duck opener. The sky's been pretty clear all morning. Ducks are flying high. I think it's time for brunch. Better get back to the camper. This looks really good. And John Gustafson Sr. from Grumpy Old Men, he'd be proud of this dish. I'm not a big breakfast person, don't eat a lot of breakfast, but after skipping eating yesterday, this tastes really good this morning. Toby and I, we got to start cleaning up, get ready to leave. I think I'm going to have to start making breakfast more often. That was really good. Well, I think that's another video in the bag. Another quick overnighter to reset the soul and the mind. So thank you for hanging out with Toby and me this weekend. But we got to get going home. We'll do this again next Tuesday. Until then, be kind, be honest. We'll see you down the road. Come on, Toby.